by teachers other than Sharon G and David G, but it's the teacher from other amazing methods. But they're my core teachers. Is my heart method. That's what I teach, and that's where my community lies. Yeah.
And what was your life like before yoga got you? Like, was it very different?
Before yoga, actually, I was in marketing. I worked for Colgate-Palmolive. Which is a very famous, company that produces and sells toothpaste, toothbrushes, dish liquid, and all of that. I actually, I went to business school, so I was hired directly from Colgate, by Colgate, like other people they were hiring from 7 different business schools when I started. And, I really enjoyed the people I worked with, and I learned a lot. And then one day somebody said, hey, you should check out this yoga. And I said, my response was like, this is not for me. And then, about 6 months later, I actually took them upon their, I just answered the call, and then I went, and I was blown away in the sense that it was more vigorous, harder than I expected. What impressed me was how so many people from so many different walks of life were in one room. And it's like I was saying at the beginning of this chat with you, like on Zoom, it's like a diversity party in the sense, of course, you're all tethered to one practice or to one method, but it's like we all live in different places, we all have different stories, and coming together, whether it's on the virtual mat or the action mat, is something that impressed me, that it left an impression on me. And then, when I started practicing, and, I always say that the biggest gift that Sharon and David gave to me, or the Jivamukti method, is awareness about our environment and the earth and the animals, and how that really helped me transform, or, just drop off the way I was eating and embrace a vegan diet, a plant-based diet, and now more than ever, I'm hoping that the world, we're moving faster towards that, hopefully with this crisis.
Totally. Yeah.
But, so that's what I, did. I worked in marketing, I went to business school, and now I'm a yoga teacher.
And do you feel like when you started with the yoga teaching, did that come in handy for you? Like that you did have some business and marketing background?
It's actually a good question. I think, it's funny because at first I shied away from anything that was marketing related, because I just didn't want, whether it's money or how to promote something, just because I came from that background and I felt that I was tainting or polluting my yogic teachings and experience. But I do feel that the way you present yourself has to be genuine in order for any message to be passed on in a fluid way. And I do feel like that business side, or that business knowledge or training that I had, it applies to both, whether you're teaching yoga or you're passing a message, whether it's through your body, through the way you're chanting, the way you're speaking, and the message has to be genuine. And I think certain skills are acquired, and how to communicate something is an acquired skill. And I hope that, in a way, in the end, I think it's not like there's a secular world and a religious world. I think yoga is all about merging your worlds. And so I think that there was a spillover of one aspect of my life into the other.
Yeah. And how long have you lived in New York, Rima?
Like over 20 years. I went to business school, so it's like, I think 24 years.
Yeah, right. And did you come from Beirut to New York? Or?
Yes, I came from Beirut to New York. I lived in Paris for 3.5 years beforehand. So I went from high school to college in Paris. It was during the Lebanese Civil War. So I went to Paris expecting to be there for 2 weeks, and I ended up staying there for 3.5 years. And then from there, I went back home for about a year, I think, or 6 months, and then I came to New York for business school. So I was quite young when I went to business school. And so, yeah, I lived in New York longer than I lived in my hometown, Beirut, which I'm very connected to. There's a yoga studio I'm a partner of their yoga souk. So, yeah.
And you go, because you go there regularly, right?
Twice a year.
Yeah.
Twice a year, yeah. And there's amazing Jivamukti teachers. I just want to give them a shout out who have been teaching there right now. Esther has been there since, I can't even remember, like she's Lebanese now. Ian, who's opening Jivamukti Paris, was there for a year and a half. That's where he met Sonia, and then Juan and Donna. And these four are like my Jivamukti European tribe or American tribe, like going to Beirut and holding down the fort there.
Yeah, and also holding that space there for
for and Maria Pamukian, who actually lives there and teaches there. Yeah,
amazing, really amazing. And what's your relationship with? Because I love it, but I never lived there as long as you have. But like, what is your relationship with New York? Like, is it
okay? New York. Well, I think I'm a New Yorker. I've been there like most of my life, and I think it's a very soulful city. Like Beirut is a soulful city in the sense that there's something a little bit edgy about it. It's beautiful, but also it's intense, and this it's a paradox that is almost the landmark of our human existence. And when certain cities exhibit this paradox, I like it. So New York is fast-paced. It's urban, which I love, and it's also, regardless of what people say about New York, I think because there are so many people within proximity of each other, like a lot of people live close to each other, that you have to be able to, that's my mom calling, I'm not taking it, but you have to be able to actually relate to one another in a decent way. And so I think New Yorkers are actually very good at living with each other, everything considering. So that's what I love about New York. And then the other thing is that you can walk everywhere, which, it could put you in contact with, the essence of something versus being enclosed in a car.
Yeah. And have you seen that, because what you were saying now with how close people are together, the proximities and that kind of stuff, have you seen that it's now really quiet because of the virus?
Yeah, I mean, I left a week ago, but it's like, the streets are empty. And, New York is all about like nightlife and, being able to get anything you want at any time you want it. Like this instant gratification is very tangible and there in that city. And it's you see the difference. I mean, it's mostly dramatic there because it's like so busy one day and now it's just empty. So the contrast is very jarring.
Yeah.
And it's like the city with the highest case. Well, I guess it says, it has the highest. I mean, in America, it's like 50%, I think, of the cases of coronavirus are in New York City.
Yeah, but I guess also because people are so close to each other.
Yes, exactly.
Of course, faster.
Yeah.
And another thing that I love you, and I think you're so amazing, so wonderful, and
you're gonna make me cry.
I have this connection with you. I will always remember the first class I did with you, and you just touched me, and I still remember. I think I still remember what you were wearing. I remember Daft Punk was in your playlist. I remember you said all the space you need is in your head because everybody is always so close in your classes and stuff. And I was really wondering, I've been to your classes, of course, a few times now in New York and other places, but definitely I've seen your tribe and people who just really they come for you. And it's a lot of people. I mean, you got 70 people to sing happy birthday to me in the last class. So I always remember that. That was just the best birthday gifts I've ever gotten ever. It was so amazing. Do you feel like, is it the same group of people that just been following you for years and years and years? How is that?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, there's definitely but I would say, percentage-wise, maybe 50%. Mm-hmm. And then people leave, or like, a lot of them now are, on the Zoom platform because they've, like Ida, who's in the Canary Island, and people, and Katie in Nashville, and people from all over now are in different part of the world. Mm-hmm. But definitely, it's people who I think because I've been teaching. I've been practicing this method since 2000. So a lot of them are people I was practicing with, and then I became a teacher. So it's just the people that saw me. Saw my growth, and we're growing together as a community and individually. And so, it's. I love teaching so many people. I love knowing the people that I teach. Yeah. That's why I also don't like to travel as much, because I feel like my dharma or my purpose is to be in one space and be the same practitioners for a long time.
And that must also be your strength, because I feel like, like if you're in one place for a long time period, like people, they'll keep coming.
Yes,
you're creating that space also for people to, you're their pillar, like you're there. You're always there.
I think, and I think people often ask me, it's like, what's one of the, like, I don't know if they put it that way, but what's the qualities of success, or not success is not the right word, but like what's one important thing. And I always say consistency. I think people want some consistency in their lives, and if not, their practice is could be the consistent thing in their life. But if like having a teacher, it doesn't have to be somebody who's there and is consistent. You don't have to check the schedule every other day to see if they're there or not. And I think that's really key. And again, it's been a blessing that I've been able to actually do that. And be consistent. And I don't take anything for granted, like not even my body or my health. It's like that. These things have allowed me to be consistent.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, no, definitely, because you can even feel it. Like when you're with you, like you're just like. And even now, like I was there the first Sunday you did that class, and I kept seeing people coming online, more participants.
It's crazy.
Like, oh my gosh, he has like 100 participants, and this is also which is for me so like you give so much love, but also you are so loved. Like people love you.
I know it's just like I can feel it, and it's just beautiful. It's like,
and even
as I said,
you give people the feeling that this. I met you once, and I thought she's never gonna remember me, but I'm still gonna email you, and
Caro,
you did. Like you were like. It's just so beautiful, because you just touch people in a way that I think they don't even know they could be touched there. Like you have such a gift. And also now how you do these online classes, you're like, and you're practicing, and you're teaching, and you're looking at people. It's unbelievable. Like you're no, Caro, no, not like this, no. Like, okay.
Yeah, that's what it's funny you're saying that, because someone this other like sort of school, or like the Well, like asked me if I could record one of those classes to send to their members. And I said, at first I said yeah, and then I just called them. That's why I was late on my call with you. I said, actually I can, because I could record it, but for me it's all about the live energy then.
Absolutely.
And I'm doing it almost every day. So it's, if you miss one, you can do the other one. But recording it, these classes, and sending them to someone else, it's like, it's so intimate. Like, I'm like giving Caro a virtual assist, and then some like random person is going to take that class. It's going to be weird.
No, I think also it's definitely what you're saying. I feel what you do is you transform us back into that space. In like, I'm still in New York, of course, in that space, because that's where I still see you, and when I close my eyes, that's where you transport me to. But it's still just a Rima class with Rima. The only thing that's different is there's some freaking screen there, but it's still, you do the same. But I remember when I was in your class and I was on the other side of the room, and you just go, oh, what a great forward bend, and I was like, how is he even seeing me? Like, what the hell? Like, there's so many people in between us. But
you guys give me energy. I can't do it without you. I'd be a very different teacher, actually. I've experienced. That's why I teach very few privates. I'm not the same teacher if I teach a private, because I don't, that energy nourishes me, and I've definitely
seen that. And just one of the, like, we're getting close to the end, but there was something that I was really interested in, because you've been around for that long, and you're in yoga for 20 years. Have you seen the scene change a lot? Like, has yoga changed Uh,
Um,